Hello, Stephen. Thanks for coming on the This Day in Metal podcast today. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. So you recently just got back from the Monsters of Rock cruise. How did that go?
The boat. It was actually, I'll say, fucking way cool. I have done those before. One that was on the water and one that was at port with Ratt.
Okay.
But this was much more of it was just much more fun. This one, maybe it took time, but it was great. So old friends, Michael Schenker, Chris Holmes, everybody else, Lowe's. I mean, just tons of folks. It was very cool. Very cool.
Awesome. I need to do that one year, go down there.
They're pretty interesting, you know. I mean, it's just like one crazy '80s community, which is fucking perfect for my 1980 Sunset Strip experience. Yeah.
Nice. So you're on the podcast today to talk about the Ratt's classic album, the Atlantic Years Limited Box Set. The set will be released on June 9th and will feature 5 albums remastered, rare Nobody Rise for Free single, 12-page replica tour book, a poster, bumper stickers, replica backstage pass, and a guitar pick.
And
Can you explain how you came about this and how you're involved with it?
well, everybody was involved, ironically, which is, I keep saying it's probably only the Rat reunion you're going to get was everybody involved in this fucking box set.
That's
And
awesome.
what another great thing about it, besides all the goodies we're giving you, it's all on vinyl. It's our
Right.
first real box set, and ironically enough, I don't think even BMG Atlantic or whoever knew that it was the 40th year anniversary of the
Right.
group this year. Next year for Out of the Cellar, but to me, it's starts with the EP, and it's 40 years, so fuck yeah, you know.
Awesome. Can't go wrong. So I was thinking about how about we go through each album and
Yeah,
talk a little bit about each album, and maybe you can just say a few things about the album and what maybe your favorite song would be on each
sure.
album. Okay. So 1984, Out of the Cellar came out, featuring the singles Round and Round that hit number 12 on the Billboard Top 100, and the album reached 7 on the Billboard 200 and was certified triple platinum. Do you have anything to say about it?
Oh, it's way beyond triple platinum. I think it was way beyond triple platinum back then.
Okay.
I mean, it was fun. It's funny because this is where you learn about the business if you pay attention.
Right.
This record did 2.5 in 1984. Okay, that's when there was only vinyl. So when we get these reports, you discover that how many records were actually sold,
Right.
not accounted for Atlantic. So I ain't making butt here, they know. But Out of the Cellar, wow. Well, being our first record, because of the Rad EP, we just wanted to go plastic. You know what
Right.
I think behind me? These things, we still get them. We didn't even, that was the furthest thing from our mind was gold and platinum
Right.
records. We wanted to be a fucking rock band. We wanted to be huge. We wanted to play arenas. We wanted to be with the big guys, like our brothers Van Halen and Motley, growing up in the strip together,
Right.
Wasp, everybody else. So everybody was like getting their ticket to ride in 1984. It was the beginning of this great era, which really actually started, instigated by Van Halen, but
Right.
actually really started when the overseas craze happened in 1980. Def Leppard, Priest, Maiden, Accept, all of that.
Right.
But so we just wanted to go plastic in 1984. So we get this deal, and we weren't the first band to be signed out of LA, which I don't think a lot of people know. We were the last of the Mohicans, which really confused us because we're like, hey, man, we're selling out every fucking place. We can't even play in LA anymore because we've already done the Palladium and Santa Monica Civic. Where do you go? Same as Motley. You gotta next step. So here we find ourselves opening up for opportunities for like ZZ, Black Sabbath. But
Nice.
yeah, we went into recording that with this brand new producer, Beau Hill, which is kind of cool. You know, I think when they said, "Who do you want to produce your record?" I don't even think that was even part of the course. It was like, this is the guy you're using, this
Right.
is the label wants, and this is the way it's going to go. So we just went with it. We were happy to go plastic, and that's all we knew. We were happy to go plastic and give them the best songs we could, and
Mm-hmm.
or even songs that we recorded that did make that record. That one in particular, "Reach for the Sky," I want on the box set, in the box set, but it didn't make it. But it'll rear its head eventually. But yeah, Out of the Cellar, you know, we didn't know. Beau Hill was like, "What do you got?" And we're saying, "Well, this is what we got." "Well,
Mm-hmm.
what's that song right there?" "Well, it's called Round and Round, but we really haven't finished it. There was real no bridge to it yet." And he's like, "Well, we're going to work that thing out, you know." And lo and behold, we are very fortunate and lucky enough to have this great song and have a great debut album. Yeah.
And that was when MTV was kicking off, and a lot of the videos get put on MTV. And
You're right. The perfect timing. And as things go and work sometimes, you know, we created this crazy ass video because of our manager who had these crazy ideas. And,
mm-hmm.
you know, we decided to throw Uncle Milty, who we were familiar with. We knew who the fuck he was. You know, that's a guy who dresses in drag. And, you know, Elvis Presley it was the first show Elvis did. You know, we knew the little things. But when he came in and all of that, it just worked. You know, we didn't want to be
Perfect timing.
somebody else. We didn't want to be. We wanted to be tongue in cheek. We didn't want to be heavy metal studs and fire and, you know, we'll leave that to the other guys and the blood and, you know. So I think we did our job, and it's standing the test of time, and it's fucking way cool, man. What can I say? You know.
It's a classic. Love it.
And, you know, Out of the Cellar. Well, Out of the Cellar, the title came from an early Mickey Ratt song I wrote in '78, something like that. So I decided, all right, I like Aerosmith. They have this song called Rats in the Cellar. Rats
Mm-hmm.
in the Cellar. Thank you very much.
So in 1985, Invasion of Your Privacy came out. It
Yeah.
featured the singles "Lay It Down" and "You're in Love." The album would reach number 7 on the Billboard charts. It's actually like their first album. So can you tell me a little bit about that album?
Invasion. Well, the fact that we were on the road so much, I believe we had a break, if correct, and took a portable studio out with us and started working on stuff. Um, we wanted to be prepared, you know. The sophomore jinx. Yeah, that's all we heard about. Oh, your second record. Well, if your first record is huge, per se, like a GNR, good
Mm,
fucking luck. You
exactly.
so it was part of it's very interesting because our label mates at the time, Twisted Sister, were right along with us with Out of the Cellar. You know, we even
Mm-hmm.
toured together, East Coast, West Coast. Good business by Atlantic. But Invasion, we were ready. We wanted to be ready. We were out on the road. We were kicking ass. We were tuned up, fired up, had the riffs, had the songs. We had this great producer guy who pretty much helped establish our recording sound
Right.
and what, you know, our presentation musically and everything. So we were happy with it. And then, you know, we get Warren coming up with fucking, you know, Lay It Down and whatever great songs he wrote. You know, collectively we threw in there, and it worked. It got a little polished. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but we weren't about to give you the ballad that everybody was starting to get into. We
Mm.
gave it to you later because we didn't give a shit. We didn't want to do what everybody was doing. But Invasion, that was a great record. Those songs still go over well when I
Oh
play.
yeah, the awesome albums.
Yeah,
Can't go
and
wrong.
a good record. You know, we did our job. We stepped up, and we did not fail. You know.
So in 1986, Dancing Undercover came out. It had the hit Dance. The album peaked at number 26 on the Billboard charts.
Mhm.
Did you have a favorite song or
I did. I liked Drive Me Crazy. I liked Dancing on a Cover. Well, first I have to say, due to the fact that we were getting smarter and wiser and becoming better songwriters,
right?
we wanted to take, it was deliberate. I know from Robin and Warren and myself, we were very deliberate in saying we wanted to make a record that was kind of in between the EP and Cellar. We wanted it to just,
Mm-hmm.
and we got away from certain things which might not have worked, but we didn't care. We just wanted to make the best songs again. We wrote, and it was a good record. It was rougher around the edges. We picked great opening acts. We didn't give a shit how successful they came, as long as they, did their job and paid the tab for the building. We were off and running. Uh, we had a good time with that tour. Same with Invasion. I mean, our tours were so much fun. It was
Right.
such a new thing, the 1980s experience, Sunset, which I call the Sunset Strip experience. Anyway, the dancing was cool. We did our job. We made it rowdier. We gave you a Body Talk, which is an amazing rock song. Um, got songs in movies, and things started progressing a little differently. You know, good record. I think we did what we wanted. Beau Hill went along with us. We wanted a rougher record,
Mm-hmm.
and we did. We got it. We did it.
Nice. So in 1988, Reach for the Sky came out. It had
Ooh.
the hit song Way Cool Jr. I'm not going to go into how much it was certified platinum, but it says it was platinum. And can you tell me about that record? How did that go about? And
Yeah, Reach. Well, that was kind of a stumble on our fault. The band, who knows if it was in reality, we just wanted to change things up. Not necessarily. I didn't want to get rid of Beau Hill. I loved him as a producer. But when the opportunity came about to work with Mike Stone, you think of
Mhm.
Mike Stone, you think Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Engineer, and all these great records. So we were like going, well, fuck, let's try something different, you know. No disrespect to Bo. Uh,
Mhm.
I got to say, my drummer, Blosser, was doing some interviews, and I don't agree with him in some aspects of, we all did not dislike Beau Hill, to each his own. Uh,
Right.
I think he was brilliant. I think it was very important part of the structure of our records, our songs, our recording process, which I still emulate to this day. His technique he used with me. I learned a lot. I paid attention, even though we were all, having a great time. No,
Mhm.
we were smart, and smart asses, but Reach, yeah, we got into a little stumble there, egos and dope and that, and then Mike Stone, God bless him, I think he passed. He was so fucked up all the time we couldn't get things done. A month goes by, 2 months go by, and our bass player decides he wants to play keyboards note by note that he's playing on bass. I mean, it's just like, what? We were just all confused, right? And there was too much partying going on, and I think it was the beginning of not so good things. The record did better than, and actually, to be honest with you, we didn't give a shit about numbers. We watched the charts, but we didn't really give a shit. The only time we really watched the charts was when the first record came out, and the sophomore jinx. But re, Reach, yeah, it was a stumble because, when we gave them the label, the songs going, this is our record. Doug Morse, the president there, goes, this fucking sucks. This ain't Rat. And I could almost agree with him. And he says, you're getting Beau Hill back. Fired Mike Stone. I think he took
Right.
some money back, and unfortunately, but when you see a month go by, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you're going, wow, that's not Rat.
Mhm.
One thing I can say about the band is, and Beau Hill, when we went into the studio, day one, there was an end date, and you were going to get your shit done. Beau would crack a whip, put the cigarettes down, put the drinks down, put the dope away, done the fucking work.
Get the album done.
Yeah, and get it on budget, and those are important things. So that record got way out of control, spent way too much money. So Beau Hill was brought back, and things kind of got back in the right lane.
Mm-hmm.
The record did good. I mean, nowadays we still get platinum every now and then. So I like the record. I was, everything from the art directing, stage designs, I was involved with, and I always tried to better and make it cohesive to the record itself.
Right.
So we did our best with that Reach for the Sky, and if it wasn't for that big stumble, we might have had an even better record, because Warren was just on fire as a guitar player. I mean, coming up with these riffs, going, wow, there's no other band. I said this the other day. We're probably the only rock band from the 80s who could pull off a song like Way Cool Jr., and make it work.
I like that song. It's one way.
Job on there too?
Pardon?
Is Loving You a Dirty Job on that record too? Or
I'm not sure.
I'm not either. I'll do later, but it's a good record. We did, it is what it is. It's part of the course. It's a good record. I liked it. Everybody was stepping up, even though we were stepping down. As a group.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were all kind of getting ready to we've been on the road for fucking years, hundreds and hundreds of shows, and whoa, without a break. It was like pre-production, record, interviews, all that, then tour, take a couple months off. All right back in there. I mean, if we would have had a break, maybe after Dancing, you might have gotten a whole nother record with Reach, because we were happy, grooving along, Cellar, Invasion, Dancing, tour, things were getting better and better. And then all of a sudden, whoa, no Beau Hill, no this, everything started changing. The schematic was changed, and that wasn't really a good thing. And I didn't want it to really go down, but it was a voting procedure, and I wasn't about to throw a fit for nothing, Just do your best, and that's it. You got Reach for the Sky.
It's a good record, though. I liked it.
And I think we're the only, like I say, I don't think any other rock band could have thrown down a song like that of our genre,
Right. So in 1990, Detonator came out, and it reached number 23 on the Billboard 200. It was the first to face outside songwriting contributions. Can you tell me a little bit about that record?
Yeah, Detonator, very interesting project that was. We knew there wasn't going to be a Beau Hill. We were thrown into a situation with new management. And the idea was brought up, well, there's this great writer, Desmond Child. He's writing all these hits. We're like, okay. I have the utmost respect for Desmond. One of the best songs on that record I wrote is Giving Yourself Away with Diane Warren and Desmond. And we really decided we're going to give you that ballad, because it's not hip anymore. We're going to give it to you. Well, the only people who really hip to it were in Japan. That song was huge over there. But Detonator, it was pretty much, Robin wasn't too much involved in the recording. We were having internal problems, business and personally, and there was more. I was trying to keep things together. I really never saw the guys much in the studio. Nobody was really getting along, and so I think that record speaks for itself. You brought somebody into the mix, no matter how good they were. We were writing with everybody, Fredrickson, and just greatest guys. I loved the experience. To me, I loved it, but it wasn't Ratt. Ratt our own hits, the four of us. It wasn't any, with utmost respect to these guys. But that was a tough one, Detonator, because we were losing Robin at that time. He really wasn't around much. We were trying to get
Right.
him to extend, and he was kind of really off the rails. And we ended up doing the tour. The good thing about it is we brought Michael Schenker in, who I just saw recently on the cruise. And,
Nice.
it just wasn't the same after that. When Robin didn't do much of the tour, it was the beginning of the end right then. And I knew it. I knew if Robin wasn't going to be involved, it was pretty much all we had to give you. And maybe that's all we had or
Mm-hmm.
supposed to give you were those 5 records. And I truly believe that. You know, every group in this business has their timeline and their period, success or no success, a period of being really who they are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fans can keep it together for years and years. But seriously, no. And I don't want to talk about any peers because they've changed members and get the original guys back. And then
Mm-hmm.
okay, our last tour, and it's not your last tour. And we weren't into that shit. So we were just trying to make that tour work, promote the record.
Mm-hmm.
And we're losing our brother Robin. So I knew it was pretty much the end, but we ended up, we gave it the best songs we could, except we had a whole new producer and an
Right.
executive producer, Desmond, who's brilliant, calling some shots and kind of throw up your hands. You want a record out? You got to work with that. If you don't,
Exactly.
then fight it. And I don't think we were about to fight it. I think Warren and I were, even Blotz were ready to go. But let's make it happen somehow. Let's make this work. And we tried, but no cigar.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't win on that
It's
one,
still a good record.
but it's still a great record. Yeah.
So a few years back, you did a memoir entitled "Sex, Drugs, Rat and Roll: My Life in Rock." Do
Yeah.
you feel that you hadn't put enough information in that book, or
No,
are you interested in writing a new one? Or
there is going to be another one, and it will be less about the 3 Ps. Yeah, and there will be less about the 3 Ps, the pussy party, the paycheck. It's going to be about the business, the musicians, music,
right?
writing. I'll give you some other good stuff in there, fun stuff, but it's going to be a little more personally involved and some great advice. Learn by. You don't want to learn by your mistakes. So if you can learn by somebody else's, I'll give you some mistakes you can learn by, you know, uh, the not to do's. But yeah, I really do want to put another one out and really establish some points because a lot of shit has gone down in our 40-year career. The band
Mm-hmm.
Ratt was pretty much over after Detonator, after Robin. That was
Right.
it. I knew it, especially after he passed. I knew the band was fucking gone.
Mm-hmm.
All I can do as the guy who created the band is what I'm doing actually now, going out and giving it kudos because the guys in the band, they don't seem to want to be involved anymore. And it's unfortunate because we have a great legacy. I'm proud of the
Mm-hmm.
legacy. And uh, I'm still around to give you the best I can and have a great time as it should be, you know.
So, what are the future plans for you? Like, what's the intent, like, going on and like with Rad? What kind of like legacy do you want
Well, I would love, as I said before, I've reached out and I'm pretty much done reaching out to get the guys together to
to?
pull it
Mm-hmm.
together. Whether we bring in, a Cavazo again or Michael Schenker, another guitar is still not going to fill Crosby's shoes ever, 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 ever.
Right.
So, but we can actually go out and do something cool for our fans, and that would be okay. But I've tried, and that's about all I can do. You know, look, I created this monster, and with Robin as my right-hand man, who's no longer with me, to slap people around, there's nothing, there's no fighting. All I can do is enjoy what we did and what we created, and that's why this box set's very important. It's important to me because it's our 40th year. You know, I'm still here doing it. You know, guys might not want to do it, and some do, some don't. But my plans are this year and next year to establish a few entities under the moniker 1980 Sunset Strip Experience. And we're developing some great stuff, a concert series and a residency. And we're going to, you know, keep the torch, pass the torch, keep it going, you know, whether it be with original bands who are still around in the 80s, because, you know, inevitably you're going to get older, you're going to fucking die or something. We're all dropping like flies, unfortunately, due to the creative decadence. You know, and then like even Kicks is calling it quit. You know, Atlantic label mates. I love those guys. Play with them all the time. So, you know, here you go. What's going to be left is you're going to have all these tribute bands. So I'd rather be in charge of the tribute bands representing the Ratt brand and, you know, because there's tons of them, you know, the Motleys, the Leopards, Rats. And, it's amazing. So there's a lot of fun stuff in store, and just go to official StephenPearcy.com, and the concert series will be under our company Vamiee, VAMIEE.com. And you know, this is it, man. This is it, kids. You know, we'll see what happens, but right now this box set's out. I'm way excited and happy for it, and the legacy we left or will be leaving. And it's all good, man. You know, it's been a great trip, you know, great trip. Great trip.
Awesome. Been an awesome 40 years. That's insane, man.
Yeah.
I remember I was 13-year-old kid listening to Ratt. Growing up was amazing.
That's fucking way cool.
Good times.
Yeah, right.
So is there any unreleased songs that you would see maybe being released in the future at all, or is it?
Well, yes. You know, the Nobody Rides for single that's involved in the box set, 12-inch. Well, that was supposed to be a song we recorded for Out of the Cellar called Reach for the Sky.
Okay.
That was actually written by Robin, myself, and Mark Tureen, who actually had a little stint as a guitar player in '83. Right. This song is insane, and I wanted it on here, but it'll get out eventually. There's a few actually, and only I can do it because I have the archives and the biggest collection.
Nice.
Unreleased.
That'd be awesome to have some of those songs or be released.
Yeah, right.
I got.
You will. You know, there's a few, and that's all we got, kids. But we're leaving you the box set, and it's crazy. It's got a poster, pass, booklet, tour book, pics. I don't know what it doesn't have, you know.
So that's it. Okay, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. Really
you got it. There, go to my website. I'm out there touring. I'm still going to rat roll for the next year or 2 here, it seems, and we'll take it from there. But right now, ratting and rolling with the box set. Kids, get it. It is an amazing piece of work right there, package. I'm proud of it and happy that we did take that trip. You know.
Awesome. Thank you very much for coming on the show today.
I appreciate it, man.